Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. Today, I want to talk to you about a case that has haunted investigators, families, and true crime followers for over 2 decades. A case that begins with an ordinary family vacation and ends in one of the most confounding disappearances in maritime history. This is the story of Amy Lynn Bradley. Amy was a 23-year-old woman from Petersburg, Virginia. Smart, athletic, and recently graduated with a degree in physical education, Amy was ready to start her career. In March of 1998, she agreed to join her parents, Ron and Iva, and her younger brother, Brad, on a Caribbean cruise aboard the Royal Caribbean ship Rhapsody of the Seas. Although she had some reservations about the ocean, she eventually embraced the idea of spending quality time with her family. The cruise began like any other: music, dancing, celebrations. Amy was seen enjoying herself, spending time with other passengers and members of the ship's band, particularly a man named Alistair Douglas, known as Yellow.
And last thing that we said to Amy, and I kissed her, was, "I love you. I'll see you in the morning." So we went back to the room. We went to bed. We thought that they're safe.
On the early morning of March 24th, around 3:35 a.m., Amy and her brother returned to their cabin. Brad went to sleep, and their father Ron briefly woke around 5:30 a.m., noticing Amy sitting on the balcony. When he got up again at 6 a.m., Amy was gone. Anyone's work, announced to an office of Amy as being passionate. Amy, her shoes, cigarettes, and lighter were still in the room, but Amy had vanished. The Bradleys searched the ship in a panic and informed the crew immediately. However, despite their pleas, passengers were allowed to disembark in Curaçao before a full search was conducted. An announcement about Amy's disappearance was not made until hours later. Despite searches by the ship's staff and the Dutch Coast Guard, no trace of Amy was ever found. The cruise line suggested she may have fallen overboard, but her family strongly disagrees. Amy was a trained lifeguard, terrified of open water, and unlikely to be near the railing. What followed were a series of chilling sightings and tips. Over the years, multiple people claimed to have seen Amy in Curaçao. A Canadian tourist said a distressed woman in a bathroom identified herself as Amy before being taken away by 2 men. A U.S. Navy officer claimed a woman in a brothel told him she was Amy Bradley and begged for help. A photo emerged online of a woman named Jas, bearing a striking resemblance to Amy. These leads have never led to Amy's recovery, but they fuel a disturbing theory that Amy was abducted and sold into human trafficking. Cruise ships, which operate under limited legal oversight in international waters, have increasingly come under scrutiny as potential hotspots for criminal activity. Amy's family believes someone on board targeted her. They believe she was watched, possibly drugged, and taken when the ship docked. The last person seen with her, Alistair "Yellow" Douglas, has been the subject of speculation. He reportedly offered to send the Bradleys a CD with photos from the night Amy disappeared, but never followed through. Yet, no formal charges have ever been brought against anyone in connection to the case. Amy Lynn Bradley would be in her 50s today. Her parents, Ron and Iva, have never stopped searching. They have appeared on national television, worked with the FBI, and hired private investigators. They hold on to the hope that Amy is still alive. If you or anyone you know has information, please reach out to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or the FBI. It only takes one tip to bring someone home. Thank you for listening to this story. Please consider sharing it to help keep Amy's case in the public eye. Until next time, stay aware, stay informed, and never stop asking questions.